Imagine you're obsessed with pirates. Imagine you're landlocked. You really want a pirate ship, and you have zero impulse control. What do you do about it? Well, me, I made one! Welcome aboard the Landlubber. If you're wondering why I spent the last month turning my longboard into a pirate ship, that's a fair question. I'm Flintlock, and I consider myself a professional moron with nearly 40 years of experience, and I have a serious lack of impulse control. Now, most people get a ridiculous idea and forget about it. I get a ridiculous idea and I become obsessed with making it happen. In this case, it was turning a longboard into a pirate ship. I should probably also mention that I have a mild pirate obsession, and by mild I mean a suspicious number of my projects end up involving pirates, ships, treasure, cannon fire, things like that. Most of what I build is usually made from scrap and whatever I can get my hands on without spending a fortune. This channel is about turning ridiculous ideas into reality, making questionable engineering decisions, and seeing what can be built on a budget. If this sounds like your kind of nonsense, welcome aboard. Now, the Landlubber started, as most of my projects do, with a completely ridiculous idea that refused to leave me alone. The idea was pretty simple. It was build a pirate ship and a longboard. I actually asked AI to generate me a picture, and this was the result. Now, there was absolutely no practical reason to make this. It wasn't solving a problem and it wasn't filling a need. I just thought it would be funny, to be quite honest. So naturally I had to make it happen, because, that's the kind of thing that I do. The build started with a longboard, some scrap wood, and only the vaguest idea of what the finished thing was supposed to look like. And before long I built the bow and I started working on the cabin. And I was already adding details in my mind that absolutely weren't necessarily but felt important at the time. Obviously a pirate ship needs a sail, then it needed a ship's wheel, needed a compass, then it needed an anchor, then it needed some rope, and then at one point I was thinking about adding tiny little ducks everywhere all over the place as part of the crew, but that just felt like it was a bit too much in the end, so I got rid of that. After I built the cabin, I felt that was a bit boxy. It looked less pirate ship and more like a bit of a mobile garden shed. So I took some pieces of wood and I reshaped it to end up getting more of a ship shape. I did. Angles were changed and slowly it started looking more like the ship I'd imagined in my head. Now, if there's one thing that I've worked out, it's that I'm pretty good at building things on the fly, because I tend to usually get crazy ideas on top of crazy ideas as I'm building. So naturally this needed some sort of music, as it were, for pirate music while playing cannon fire, general nautical sounds and nonsense. Now, unfortunately, while it was loud enough, it also rattled against the magnets and sounded less like a fearsome warship and more like an angry tin can. So while the Bluetooth speaker is still in there currently, it will come out and I have a better idea for an upgrade. Somewhere along the way, this little duck that I had in a Velociraptor suit decided that it was going to be called the Kraken and it needed to go on the front. It fit the silliness of the entire idea. Eventually a day came along where I actually bolted the bow and the cabin and everything in it to the actual board and I took it out for a test ride. Now, I didn't video this, but I did notice a few things. The bowsprit came off, the Kraken fell overboard. It turns out that a lot of things need to be fixed better than just with some wood glue and hopes and dreams. On the second ride, everything held together much better. It was lovely, it was nice, it was brilliant, and I had great fun. Again, didn't get any test footage for this one, but I really should have done. Took it out for another test ride to try and get some footage, and I'll show you the clip now. I actually kicked the sail while riding it. Obviously that's now been fixed. Now, after a month of building, redesigning, repairing, testing, sanding, staining, filming, the Landlubber was finally complete. What started as a ridiculous idea became a real, functioning, mostly, pirate ship on wheels. And honestly, I regret nothing.